Don in London. Hello, October the 10th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect and never so. And just making progress one day at a time, learning a little bit of experience, strength and hope, a bit of wisdom, mainly from other people, and also from living in the day. So recovery for me is one day long, and I never graduate, thank goodness. Life isn't about graduation, it's not achieving the goal, it's the journey towards whatever it is that will happen. And it's okay to have goals in life, but we need to live in the present moment in order to enjoy the journey. And sometimes it's not so enjoyable, it can be happy or sad as life affords. Life keeps on happening, and that's the gift of living and the living experience. So if we spend much time in the past worrying about how it was and how it isn't now, and worrying about the future, we have no time or capacity to experience what is happening now. What helps me, or what helped me on the way to recovery? Family, community, society, professionals, you name it. They kept me alive long enough to find a window of rock bottom where I had a moment of clarity. And for me, my moment of clarity was simple. I could not get out of this mess on my own. And it took a long time. Self-will was taught not only by family, but community, society. Put on a brave face, stiff upper lip, keep on going no matter what. And these are virtuous suggestions, but in reality, sometimes we can keep on going on self-will in the wrong direction for so long, and obsession keeps us on that path, which is not helping us. So I needed some help, and a rock bottom where that moment of clarity came. And it wasn't death staring me in the face which caused that to happen. Death would have been welcome, actually, never waking up again. And that was a bit of a shock. Not then, but later, when I started to recover my wits. So in the malady, or in the problem, we have a real difficult time. And if we don't get help, often we just slide away into oblivion, or die early, and don't actually get anywhere with living life in this one glorious moment, the ever-present moment, imperfectly perfect. And that's where I see spiritual for me. Spiritual is in the moment of now, finding the truth, living life, feeling life as it is, and experiencing my emotions, what they mean to me, and thinking through what may happen next. So much is about reaction when we're fearful, much is about response when we're in a place of courage and faith. So what's helping me most these days? Well, a fellowship, of course. Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for it, never can, never will. It's full of unique, authentic people who find their voice where it is appropriate for them to share it. But the anonymity bit is sacrosanct for me, because it affords the opportunity to find out where the truth is. And as was shared at a meeting last night, lies can hang around us because we're unhappy with how we are. And so when somebody asks us how are we say fine, and actually we're not. So we can lie convincingly most of the time, or operate to a selective truth. That's our truth as we see it, and don't let anybody in. So these days I try to tell the truth, but it's still a daily endeavour. Truth can elude us, and we can also premise everything on a truth which maybe isn't a universal truth, it's just something that's simply true to us. So we're forever learning, and I'm glad I am. But AA keeps me centred, keeps me focused, and I hope it's going to help me enjoy today. I'll tell you more about what's happened tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to today. It's a special occasion, and with any luck it'll go all right. And the reason why? Well, fellowship, family, community, society, they no longer work against me, or I no longer work against them with self-will. So AA, there's always a statement of intent said at the beginning of every meeting I go to, and meetings keep me sober as much as the 12-step program. And this is what it is. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So part of my daily meditation is to say that to myself as much as to share it on a video, and the video itself is a meditation too. So I've been doing some preparing, and as I say, I'll share more about that tomorrow. And the last few days, toothache is gone. Thank goodness for that. Could have impaired my enjoyment of the day. Anyway, daily reflections, one of the forms of literature I use here and utilise every day. 1 page a day, all about recovery. And October is the 10th month, so it's about the 10th step. The daily spot inventory to see how we're doing. How am I feeling? Why? What can I do? Am I telling the truth, or am I operating to a selective truth? All those things. Anyway, it says here, and the inventory on a daily basis is about knowing our part in matters. And it says here, fixing me, not you. If somebody hurts us and we are sore, we are in the wrong also. And that comes from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 90. What a freedom I felt when this passage was pointed out to me. Suddenly I saw that I could do something about my anger. I could fix me instead of trying to fix them. I believe that there are no exceptions to the axiom. When I am angry, my anger is always self-centered. I must keep reminding myself that I am human, that I am doing the best I can, even when the best is sometimes poor. So I ask God, or good conscience, depending on our understandings, to remove my anger and truly set me free. And so often we can be aggravated by the behaviour of other people, but it's the reaction in us which counts and what we do about it. So do we blame them for our anger, which is inside us, or do we actually say, hang on a minute, not only am I trying to do my best, but so is the other person, so wouldn't it not be a good idea to give us both a break? So when somebody angers us, let's ask ourselves, it's something inside us, most likely, which is causing the problem. And that normally is lack of self-esteem, or confidence, or courage, or faith. So fear, brave facing and ego can set us back in the problem very, very quickly, because we are human. We are just very human humans. So as Bill sees it for today, a page a day. It says here, page 225, the answer is in the mirror. And I'm just doing them linearly, so where they sort of go together from daily reflections and this one, it's quite nice. While drinking, we were certain that our intelligence, backed by willpower, could rightly control our inner lives and guarantee us success in the world around us. This brave philosophy, wherein each man played God, sounded good in the speaking, but it still had to meet the acid test. How well did it work? How well did it actually work? One good look in the mirror was answer enough. And in those last days, 24/7 drinking, seeking oblivion, absolutely abject misery, fear. Looking in the mirror then, I didn't have any mirrors. I did not dare look. My spiritual awakening was electrically sudden and absolutely convincing. Actually, mine was very slow, not very convincing. At once I became part, if only a tiny part, of a cosmos that was ruled by justice and love in the person of God, or as you believe, in good conscience. No matter what had been the consequences of my own willfulness and ignorance, or those of my fellow travellers on earth, this was still the truth. Such was the new and positive assurance, and this has never left me. Well, my spiritual awakening has been a gradual process, more of the educational variety, as William James would say. And Herbert Spencer had that saying about contempt prior to investigation. If we always work to our self-will, we stop learning most often, because we think we have the pattern and the template sorted. So what I know on a daily basis, I don't have the pattern, I don't have the template. What I have is living life experience with a process of 12 steps which helps me daily. And as I say at the end of these videos, to God or to good conscience, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is surely just for today.